my doctor was prescribing like high doses of a lot of drugs. I just got really suicidally depressed, really intrusive thoughts about killing myself. And I always, through all of my depressions earlier, I always had this rule with myself. I was never allowed to think about suicide. Like if it popped in my head, like it was gone. And I think maybe it was the medication or something, but suddenly that door was opened and I couldn't shut it off. And it got so bad that I started going to all those suicide websites to try to figure out, like, if you're going to do it, what's the safest way to do it so you don't, wake up with your face half blown off, or, like having the worst thing that would happen would be to have a suicide attempt and survive. So I was reading a lot of these things, and it also kind of made me a little bit more like I see so many things through a free speech lens, but it's like these suicide websites that people wanted to shut down in many cases probably saved my life, because they were realistic about it. And so I got so bad. One day I went to a hardware store, to buy, plastic to cover my head and get time, wire to put around my neck. So when I took all of my, all of the drugs that I had that I was going to grind up and, to poison myself, that if that didn't kill me, I couldn't, And I had a little flash of thinking, of having a little bit of like, maybe I shouldn't do this. And the thing that actually woke me up just long enough to save my life was when my brain, in response to that, said, no, but you have to. You have to do this because you might feel better later. And this is important that you do this now, because right now is the only time you're seeing reality as it actually is, and you need to die. And I was like, okay, that's messed up. And that little glimmer of some amount of sanity that was still in there caused me to call 911. And they told me to, get myself checked in. So I, walked to University of Pennsylvania. I nearly talked my way out when I was talking to the doctor, of not checking myself in though, because I got scared. And I remember him just saying to me, listen, Greg, before you go, can I just ask you one thing? Are you normally like this? And I just cried my eyes out, like it just, and so I got myself checked in. Now, what's amazing is I did this over a holiday weekend, and or maybe it was just maybe I just like called out on Monday, and I this happened on a Friday night. I went back to work on Tuesday, without anybody knowing I'd been hospitalized.
Wow.
As a danger to myself, because I was so scared that if I couldn't hold it together for fire would die.